Hello guys, this is Paula back to do the flip through of Alice in Wonderland. Finally, everything is done on it. It is a 3 signature. It has 1 3/4 spine. Has a rickrack that covers the inside and outside of the book. It has a hitch post. It has these fun beads that we did together. And a lot of fun embellishments, a lot of collaging. You know, I love it. And so let's flip open and get started. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and try not to move the book. All right, so we start off with this really gorgeous cover that is just full of primary colors, which is what enticed me on this book to do primary colors. Has this lavender with purple butterflies with multiple colors such as green, pink, blue, and yellow. And so, yeah. There we go. Now we're going to open it up, and a lot of these embellishments we did together now while we were making this book or prior to making the book. So we have a clip that clips on right here, which we had made before the video. And so it will clip onto anything you want it to clip on, you know. So you can hold papers with it or whatever. And then I covered it in this really pretty, the pocket in this really pretty paper. And I did a library card that says this book belongs to, and we'll have to see who it belongs to. And look at this. I thought this was really pretty. And I stamped right here with one of my new stamps. I got tons of new stamps for Christmas, and I just haven't even been able to use some of them yet. I've got to get busy. Okay, so I just clipped this little clip right here on the pocket just to give it a little bit of something. Okay, so over here we have this yellow, blue, pink, and red floral for the first page in the book. And a cute little pocket. Look at how this is shaped. Has this cute little, and I don't know where I got the pocket. I did not come up with this. It was in a pack of embellishments or something. There was 2 or 3 of them. And so I made this to go with this book. I just cut around it. And I love the size. It's, you know, I had 2 or 3 different sizes. And so I made a template out of one before I used the last one. Now on this page, we just used a cream lace. Okay, and this is a little envelope. This is a fragile envelope. I'm not going to lie to you. If you look on the back here, you'll see that it was copyrighted in 1928, the Boston Music Company. And so I put that on the flap here, but it is fragile. I kind of tried to add a little bit of Mod Podge or something there on the bottom to keep it from cracking and stuff. So handle it with care. And this has some muslin, lace, and a little applique and a little piece of paper. And then I lined it with a different music sheet. I'm not going to pull the card out. It's just a blank little green card. But you can see it's lined all the way down inside. I'm really getting into the whole lining things. I kind of like it. And so, depending on how you put it into the pocket, I just stapled a little bit of lace to go on the end of the paper clip. You know, so you can pull it all the way down in there or leave it out a little bit. Okay, so I did not count the papers. I just realized it, but I know there's a lot, and I'll list that on Etsy. And this will go up on Etsy hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow night. So it'll probably be up tonight, so you can be watching for it. I got to take the pictures first. So I have the corner stamps too, and I did all the cardstock, the backs of all the cardstocks with a stamp. Here's the beginning of the book, Alice in Wonderland. And it was, this particular one was it wasn't the original date. I don't see the original date on here, but it was reprinted in 1991. So it's not super old. It's still vintage, but it's not as old as it could be. And here is some more of the story. And I did yellow stitching on the tea stain papers, which really didn't end up being as bright as I would have liked, but it goes with everything. And here's a piece of note paper and just different papers I've put in here. I did this tuck on the side in this beautiful multicolored floral on the red, and we did this tag together, and it's got a heart clip and a button on top and some applique, and it fits right there perfect. And we've got a note sheet. Everything's tea stained except the cardstock, but it is inked very well. Here's a giant envelope. Let me make sure I'm still in camera. Well, I'm kind of off a little bit. Let me get back in here. I can feel my table, my lace tablecloth trying to slide off. Inside the big envelopes, there's two of them, is a index card with a piece of trim on them. And here's some ledger paper. More, it's like a printer paper, and I stitched across the top with that one. And here is Alice sitting with her sister under the tree where she falls asleep. And then she runs into this rabbit. You all know the story. I don't know it that well. I just know what I've read in a children's book, so I'm sure there's a lot that I don't know. Here, I put this pocket on sideways instead of up and down. And a while back, we did some old vintage doilies and such. And this one I thought was perfect to go with this book. And it is just so cool. It's dimensional. It's like 3D. And here's one that we made this week on one of our videos, because I liked the bright colors. So sometimes you'll do a tag like this, and you'll think, what will I ever use that on? But see, this book turned out to be perfect, I felt like. And here's some more stamping and a small music hymnal sheet, tea stain paper, grid and lined paper. Here's the line, and I stitched across it as well. And here's Alice going after the bunny, who is late. He's so late. I think I remember, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Alice is falling into the story, I guess, here. And on this page, I put red lace. This is the first center of the first signature. And I put red lace on both sides. I just thought it would make it pop. And here's the rabbit taken off, and Alice can't fit through the door. And so before you know it, she runs into, let me look here, I don't remember. Well, I don't remember, and it doesn't say on here. But the cat does keep appearing. Here's some more grid paper with stitching, and here's coffee stain, music sheet. Here she is with Deedle-Dum and Deedle-Doo or something like that. Deedle-Dee and Deedle-Dum. Okay, that makes more sense. And here is some printer paper with stitching across the top. Ledger paper. I try to be real close in both signatures, but in this case they're not perfectly. The first and the third have the story. The center one was kind of my last thought. For some reason, I just felt like it had too much space between the two signatures. I did everything like I normally do, but I don't know. Or maybe I just think I did. So here's the other side of the envelope. I glued it down on this whole bottom part right here and left the whole top part open for a pocket. And I did some doodling there. I have a little file book, and I put some rickrack across the top, and you can open it up, and it has some of my favorite grid paper, and I just freehanded the notes and just did a little card to put inside. Now I did paper clip it with green because I don't think I had any red for some reason, or I couldn't find the red clips. Alright, so you can put this in any way you want. Here's another tea stain paper, another stain paper there, some stamping on the back of this red paper, with red lace. An old planner that literally I found in a garage sale. And there's the back side of the pink little notes pad. And here is more of Alice. There's a stamp. Now this ribbon came out of that big haul that I got, a vintage ribbon that was like $20 for this 2 giant bags. And I just think it's so pretty, and I used it several times in here. It appears to be purple flowers with green leaves and a cream background, but really it's hard to tell. I think it's navy, but then it will look purple. So it's kind of like one of those things, whatever it's with. Now, I did top all these little tags on the zigzag pocket that we made earlier, and I think there are too many. I did pin a bunny charm and some beads on a bulb pin from Tim Holtz. So I decided rather than taking the little toppers off, I'd let you whoever ends up with the book, decide which ones they want to keep and not keep. And you can just unhook the staple and they'll come out. And here's some more stamping and tea stain paper. Another notepad, printing paper, another note sheet. Here's some old music sheet, and I just put some appliques across here on this red with the white floral. And this is a journal. I just put on here journaling card. I just put journal life, and I did a ruffle and put some, these are very old vintage flowers. And I didn't want to use them all up on the front, but I gave 3 on the inside. Here's some of the vintage cream that was in that stash. And here is another planner sheet. I went shopping at one of the supply stores, you know, paper supply stores. This says things to do. I got this in there. I got these in there, and several other things. I just made a haul of different things. Look at this lavender. Now look at this trim. Let me make sure you're in where you can. This trim right here is the same trim I was just talking about that I thought was navy. But if you look, it looks like it's purple with this purple and orange paper. It's crazy. And then over here, this looks lavender when it's up against purple, but when it's by itself, it's more of a pinkish mauve. And both of these came out of the big bin of vintage ribbons. More papers, some of the second sides. Now, here is a belly band, and I did a side belly band here. And I just took a little pink card and put some of this lace that we're messing with here, and just did a multiple amount of colors. I just did a tag with a little pocket, and over here I just put some rosettes and made a little paper pad. Yeah, every book has to have a paper pad. That's just how I feel about it. And so I put it right there because it's tight enough to hold it and perfect for that. Some more of the same papers. My goal for this book was to not have it be so bulky, but there's still tons of embellishments in it. Everything we've made together, and a bunch of stuff I've made on my own and before the video. Here is a decoupage tag, and I'm sure we probably did that together. Here's one of those unique pockets also. And now we're going into the third signature. See, if you look, I still have plenty of room for growth. But if I hadn't have put this one in, we would have had that whole, like an inch in between them, which I thought was odd. But no biggie, we just added another signature. And here is the same lace that I just love with the navy/purple flowers. Here's some more of the story. This is an old vintage napkin, or yes, handkerchief is what I wanted to say, with an applique. I made it as a side pocket. And this is a decoupage butterfly, and I thought since the spine had butterflies that were multiple colors, that would be a fun one to use. This book is definitely going to be a fun book. And here's the other side pocket. The only thing about this side pocket was it had a wave in it for some reason, and I don't know if it was the shape of the hanky or what, but I just decided it would be great on the top of a flip. And so you just have to bend it up, and there you can journal on the back of the envelope. Here's another index card, one of the large ones. Over here is a planner sheet. Here's the little tiny tag that we made with the the buttons, and I put it in a little side tuck here. Some more of the story. A few of the pages had to be folded down, but not very much. I put them in different than I normally do, but I am going to do a video. I've had some people request knowing how to take the book apart and how to make the signatures from the story fit into the junk journal. So we'll do that. And here's another music sheet from a hymnal. Here's your up and down belly band, and this is the envelope that we all collaged together. Has the library card in one of the little sacks that is kind of a turquoise blue. Just a couple little random tickets from Tim Holtz. This little heart with multicolors. And here's some of Tim Holtz. This came from Ooh La La Crafts. The fabric, the music fabric. And this is off the book binding. And just some old vintage lace. Inside we have an index card with some of the same fabric from the binding. And I'm slipping the top part in, I'm slipping this part over so that it fits nicely in this belly band. You don't have to do that, but I just always want everything to be secure. I'd hate to be walking somewhere with my journal and have everything fall out of the book, if you know what I mean. Okay, and you could lose something that was precious to you. Here is where she's going to see the Mad Hatter. And this is the center section on the third signature, which I just think looks really cute with our little beads. Here's the pink, and here's the navy/purple flowers again. And so here we go. We're moving on down. Here is some more red lace where I made the red pocket. This is some of the journaling cards I used for this paper. I really liked this paper. And then this is a mini envelope with some of the collage paper from way back when I started making the zigzag pockets and so forth. It has cheesecloth, and it has this floral paper came out of an old journal or a day timer or a planner, and I stitched it on. And this was one of my mom's old buttons. yeah, and inside is a little card that matches. And was real simple. Took very little time when I did it by myself, and I don't run my mouth too much. I'm sorry, guys. I have a tendency to do that. What can I say? Okay, here's some more music sheet. Printer paper, more of the story. Here is a tag that I made to go into the side tuck, or the side little side pocket. Here's another end of the envelope, and I just put a journaling sheet, and I did also glue this bottom half of this, and you could put it any direction you want. Some more papers. I thought this was pretty and simple, but pretty. I just took some of the purple paper and one of the purple journaling cards, and it has the mauvish, purplish, depending on what papers by it, ribbon or lace, and some more of the little notepads, tea stained and coffee stained paper. And the end, no, this isn't the end. This is when she wakes up, so I guess it is the end. And here is the back two covers. So this saline bag was, or not saline, glassy. It's late. It's late for me. I've not had much sleep. Glassine. Okay, and here's the little tag that I made, and this is some of the grungier looking tags that I have. And it's got music sheet, it's got scrap paper, it's got some of the planner paper, and a old button, and a word, and cheesecloth. I mean, it's just got everything on it. And so does the bag itself. It says create right here. And then I just, when I glued it down, I glued the whole thing down except right through the middle. I only did this side right here so I could throw in a couple journaling cards. I had some that were the right length, and I didn't want to not use them. And on this side, on the left side, is a red pocket, and I had this cute little mushroom card, so I just added some of the paper from the book and adhered this little mushrooms on here, and I put them in this big pocket because, you know, some of the pockets I made were big. And it has some ribbon, old ribbon on the back. Then it has these two little old appliques from a doily, and a bulb pin with this green and this red with a butterfly. And it has the hitch post, which I guess I undid it. Let me put it back in. Every time I put these in, I can't remember. You basically just use a headband tie, or whatever you call them, ponytail tie. And depending on how you put them in here as to which, I try to keep the metal portion to the back. But if you have some you like better, just take it out. If you want to tie it with ribbon, however you want to do it works for you. But I include this because I think they're a little sturdier than just a piece of fabric or ribbon or whatever. Let me close it now. All right, guys, we've got our first little golden book for this year finished, and I have had a request for a custom order on one of these little books, and so we'll work on that also once I finish the other Alice in Wonderland, which I've got the paper tea staining right now, and I've got to come up with a design for the book, but I kind of think I know what I want to do. So I'll let it be kind of a surprise, and if it flops, we'll just make a different book. You know, I kind of like to step out of the box and just try different things, and sometimes they fail, sometimes they don't. So yeah, I'm going to put this in the Etsy store. I'll have my husband do that in the next little bit, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this sort of kind of series of Alice in Wonderland, a little golden book from Walt Disney. And I still, even though I read it, I still don't really know what it's about. It was never my thing growing up. And here's the back. It has a little pink cover instead of yellow in the back. And yeah, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will, because we're going to start when we do the next little golden book, which is after the next Alice book, which is different than this one. We are going to do another little golden book, and I'm going to show you in that video how to take the book apart in the first video or the second one, depending on how it falls. I'll probably show you the papers first and then move on to the other. But and I'm going to show you how to take it apart, and I'm going to show you how to make the signatures work in between your pages on your journal if you don't know how to do that. A lot of people just fold them, but there is some folding involved, but it's different than what you would traditionally see. You end up with some extra pockets. And so yeah, I'm going to show you that, and if you've never made one after that, you should be set to go. Alright guys, I want to say good night now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.